This is my favorite part of any makeover, bringing in all of the pretty pieces and finishing touches. If you remember last time, we took my apartment kitchen from this to this using some renter-friendly DIYs. I added contact paper to the counters and created a peel and stick backsplash. But it was still looking a little plain, so now it is time to bring this kitchen together. Hey guys, and welcome back into the kitchen. We have a lot that we need to do to make this space feel beautiful, so I want to get right into it, starting with this space above the fridge. It has always bothered me because it kind of just looks like they ran out of cabinets when they put this kitchen together. So I got a floating shelf off of Amazon, and don't worry, we're not gonna keep it like this, all boring. So this should fit. We're gonna have to try it out in this space though first. Okay, moment of truth. I did measure, but there is this lip on the cabinet, so I don't think it's gonna fit past that. It wants to. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, I think we're gonna have to shave a little bit of this shelf down because this is not gonna fit in that space, which I bought this shelf so that we wouldn't have to use power tools, but I guess it's inevitable. Okay, so I know what you guys are thinking. Adding a shelf where I have to drill holes in the wall is not very renter friendly. I know I get the comments every single time I do something like this. I'm not worried because I always take the extra step at move out to fill in any holes that I leave in the walls. But just make sure that you check with your lease or your landlord just to make sure this is okay, because I know not everybody is allowed to put holes in the wall in their apartment. Okay, all right. On the counter we go. So we're obviously not gonna leave the shelf white like this. I want it to match like the cabinets. I want it to look like it has always been there. It's part of it, a built-in shelf above the fridge. So I went on and I found some contact paper that was like the closest I could find to the veneer of the cabinets. It's not a perfect match, but I think it's going to work. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, then you know what a struggle it was to get this paper to arrive. So if you're not following me over there, make sure that you do, because I share some of the funny behind the scene moments over on my stories. We did it! It looks really good. I am so excited, and that's a pretty good match. Now I have to get down. Hello guys, and welcome to day 2. We are starting outside today because this is going to be a DIY day. The first project I want to do involves some spray painting, so that's why we're out here. And if you remember these from a few videos ago, they are peel and stick cabinet hardware. And I tested them out in the kitchen for a couple, honestly, I think months at this point now, and they worked out great. They held up. They stayed in place, so I'm committing. However, I was never really a big fan of the bright gold that these have, so I went to spray paint them to match the hinges on the cabinet because the hinges are exposed. So I thought that that would look really, really good if it all just matched and tied together. I think it'd make it look just a little more intentional. While those are drying, I want to talk about lighting, and specifically adding a kitchen counter lamp. When you're having a cozy night in cooking dinner, it just really adds to the ambiance. It makes it just feel warm and cozy. So I found this lamp, and I just love it so much because of the warm color of the base matches with the flooring in the kitchen perfectly. And while this lamp looks perfect, it is too big, and I am just so sad about that because I seriously love this lamp. So I thought, since I couldn't find a similar lamp like this one anywhere else, that we could DIY one using this lamp. And I think we change the shade, do a little DIY technique, it could look pretty similar. And honestly, if this doesn't work out, then I will be out of lamp. So now we're gonna move on to lighting. And if you remember, I added this DIY band around this light fixture over the sink. You guys loved it, and I also promised doing one more thing to really elevate that light and make it look so much better in a renter-friendly way. So I took to eBay and found a new light shade that fits perfectly in that base up there, but I just thought this one was a little bit prettier. I really love the design on this, and I think that it's just gonna make it look a little bit less plain. And I love this because this is such a renter-friendly way and affordable way to upgrade a light fixture without having to hardwire or take the existing fixture down. Oh, there's a dead spider in there. Ugh. Next up, let's talk about this light up here on the ceiling. I know it is not the cutest light fixture in the world, but I don't think that we are going to be doing anything to change it in this video. I originally wanted to swap out the entire light fixture entirely, but the way that that thing is up there is super sketchy, so that light fixture is not coming down. You'll probably see me revisit it in some sort of future video because I really do want it to look a little bit nicer since we are upgrading the entire kitchen here. But there is one thing that we can do, and that is adding a second bulb and switching it to a cool white light, which is way better for working in a kitchen. So I think just by doing that will be enough to upgrade the light fixture and make the kitchen feel a little bit better. As you may have guessed, I decided to put the island right here up against this wall. That was the overwhelming response on my Plan With Me video when I asked you guys for input. Now, back in that video, I showed you an inspiration photo, this one right here, which I just loved the look of the island against the wall with the two picture frames and the light over top. So we're gonna do a similar thing in this kitchen. So as you can see, I have a picture light right here, which I think is gonna look so good to add another cozy lighting moment into the kitchen. So I wanna get this up on the wall before I tell you what we're gonna do with this space right here. The light already makes such a difference in here. I love how cozy it is feeling. This will just add a little bit of some mood lighting while we are making up our really good dinners. I want to talk about right here though, this empty space. Ignore the cord, we're just leaving it like that for right now. I want to put a gallery wall right here. So I've thrifted a lot of different items and found some pieces that I want to put up on this gallery wall. And I think that's going to just add a little bit of charm and character into this room. So the very first thing I do want to address is our phone jack. And I did previously have some art here, but I've decided to go in a different direction because I found this cute little copper tin, and copper is an element that I want to incorporate in here. And it also is the perfect size to conceal this phone jack. And then I also created some templates to kind of help us come up with our layout for how we want this gallery wall to look. We have made it to one of my favorite parts of every room makeover, which is all of the styling and finishing touches. I want to start with the rug because I'm really excited about this rug and I want to get it down on the floor and show you guys and tell you why I picked this one, because I think it was the perfect rug for this space. The reason I picked this rug is because the color tones are just perfect. Not only are they bringing in the pops of blue that I want in this space and also pulling in a little bit of that red or copper moment, I feel like it perfectly ties in the color of the floor, which honestly just stands out in this room compared to the color of the cabinets. And I just feel like this really just brings everything together in the space and also just adds a little bit of coziness and warmth too. And speaking of warm and cozy, it is time for the lamp reveal. I'm so excited to share with you guys what the new lamp looked like. Let's first get the old lamp out of the way. And here it is. It looks so much like a real wood lamp. I cannot believe that this technique worked. And I mean, they're like almost identical. This is like the little mini version of it. But of course, it is missing the shade. So I got this wicker shade so that we could really have that full look of that inspiration lamp. I just think that is so good. So I wouldn't normally buy myself a whole new kitchen appliance for a makeover video, but I just had to have this Nespresso maker because it matches so perfectly with the microwave that it just ties everything together. It has the retro feel, and I got it on a really good sale with a bunch of free coffee. So girl math was telling me that I needed to buy this. I think that this is gonna just look really good here, especially once we style this area up. So this switch right here controls the dishwasher, which to me is kind of weird, and we always just leave it on. So because it's such a like functionless switch, that's where I want to put this copper mold that I have. I just think that's the perfect spot for it to cover up the switch, and it's gonna look really, really cute right here, I think. Okay, and just for styling purposes, I want to put a couple books just right here, just so this will look a little bit cuter. Also, I got the cookbook right from my inspiration photos, so I'm very happy because I'm gonna put that right here. And then maybe we need something here, but for now, that's looking pretty cute. So I'm usually not a fan of store-bought art, but sometimes you just find pieces that speak to you, just like this one right here. I thought that this was so cute. The moment I saw it, I knew it was the perfect shape to put right above the stove. I love this piece because it brings in a little bit of red, like that unexpected red theory that has been trending, and it also ties in a painting that I have across the room in the dining room. So I thought that would just be very nice and also kind of break up some of those pops of blues by adding in a little bit of that red. Right here has always been our spot for our kitchen utensils, so I'm just gonna keep it that way, but let's style it just a little bit nicer. So I have this rattan tray actually from our last kitchen, and it is a perfect fit right here. And I'm thinking though, because of this outlet, I don't love seeing it. We don't use it that often, so we could move things around when we need it. I have these cutting boards that I just absolutely love. I'm gonna put one here like that in the tray. That's better. And like that to kind of give some height right here. I think that looks really good. And then I'm gonna bring in my crock, which I wanna put right here. And we were overdue with replacing our kitchen utensils, so I have some new ones that I'm going to put in so that this looks really nice. I cannot believe that we made it to this point and that the kitchen makeover is complete. I'm so happy with how this room turned out, from looking like a boring, outdated rental to something that I feel like is a lot more modernized, but also has that cottagecore flair to it. Really just bringing in my style, and I feel like my vision came to life, and I just feel so happy with the final result in this room. And I have so many more renter-friendly makeovers to do in this townhome, and I cannot wait to share them with you guys. I'm already working on the next one, and I think this one is going to be even more exciting. I am gonna have a big challenge on my hands, and I'm playing with a lot more color in that space. So make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Thanks again for coming along with me through this entire kitchen makeover process, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.